If you drop a catch, you will be shouted at. I've not got any bad reputation with any of the club. I used to clean the teams within no time after 30 overs.
Welcome to our latest episode of Legends of Cricket. Today we have with us a very talented Pakistani cricketer who's been playing in Scotland for the last 12 years. He has amassed almost the best part of 450 wickets and scored 4,000 runs in Scotland during that period. Hailing from Pakistan, Jhelum, originally raised in Saudi Arabia, and having been playing cricket over the last 13 years now in Scotland in the Premier League. Welcome to our show, Asad Amir. How are you doing?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, very
Yes.
well, thank you. Very well.
You're looking
Thank you very
sharp
much.
as always.
Thank you very much. Have to follow your sharp bowling as well, so that's why. No, so thank you very much for taking the time out and speaking to us today.
All my life, pretty much, I stayed in Saudi Arabia. School se start kiya. We had a very big school in Saudi Arabia, about 5,000 people going to that school. So to get selected in one of those teams, it was one of the passion. Like I had always wanted to play, do something, but I was selected for cricket and badminton, and I used to play badminton for the school, and then got selected for cricket. And to be very honest, that's completely changed my life. I stopped playing badminton and just basically carried on playing cricket and ended up playing for under 19 Saudi Arabia. Basically, we were the pioneer kind of people who started actually cricket in Saudi Arabia. My dad supported me a lot in cricket, but obviously, lack of coaching in Saudi Arabia is always an issue because you don't have proper grounds and facilities.
Originally, you're from Pakistan. Whereabouts in
Yes.
Pakistan?
I'm from Jhelum. So we are from very deprived kind of village in Pakistan. My dad moved to Saudi Arabia to for work, basically, and then my family, my mom and my brothers.
What age were you when you moved to Saudi?
I was quite young, about 10,
And how long were you in Saudi for?
9 years. But I was
Okay.
before that I was going and coming back because I was studying in Pakistan that time.
You mentioned that you guys were part of the group of individuals that pioneered cricket almost
Yeah,
in
so
Saudi.
basically in Saudi Arabia it was quite hard kind of because there wasn't any support in Saudi Arabia at that time. So we had to get grounds. There was a at that time the grounds called JCL. So they've started couple of individuals. They started together and then we formatted under 19 teams and under 17 teams. I was quite young, under 19. I think I was 17 or something, and I was playing for a club called Talha Opticals. So people used to sponsor these teams, and basically it was one of playing with those old boys, and they were seeing that bowling. It was quick. I was getting a wee bit scared,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
especially the hardest part was we used to play on cemented wickets. To play on that cement wicket, you need some balls.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No,
let's
I
call it
understood.
that way. I used to work for B Sky B, and I was coming and going Scotland because I met my missus. So I used to come here to see her, and then eventually I moved here and moved my job here as well in Dunfermline. To be very honest, I stopped playing cricket completely, and my missus actually said to me, "Oh, what's your passion?" And I said, "It was cricket, and I haven't played for a very long time now." She goes, "Let's Google some cricket clubs here." So literally, where I was living around the corner, it was Dunfermline Cricket Club. I went there, phoned them, went there, and I'm straight in, and I was like loving it. And I never seen these kind of grounds before, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is completely different cricket because I used to play on cemented wickets, and especially in Saudi Arabia, you hardly can see any grass. So we used to be playing on sand and stuff. So
And how did you find that transition? Did you feel that the wickets over here were bouncier, were spongier and slower, how did you feel?
it doesn't matter how the wicket was playing that time. I was too excited to play regardless what
Hmm.
I was doing. I didn't have a clue whatsoever what was wicket doing because I've only played I think two matches in my life before coming to Scotland and playing any
Hmm.
game here. So those two matches were, I think we went to um, Oman to play one under 19 match, and it was somewhere else we went to play another match. But rest of them, we always played on cemented wickets and on sand. So
Okay.
coming here
Big
playing on
difference.
this, it was
It was
like,
like paradise.
yeah, it was kind of paradise. So I loved it.
So,
I loved every single minute. So Dunfermline Cricket Club was my first ever club. Had Nancy Gibson and Tom Gibson. Tom Gibson, he's passed away now. They were like kind of uncle and auntie, or you can say mom and dad here, because they were the ones they were taking care of us. So we used to go there to their house every meal after the match. We'll be sitting there with them, going to the pub, which we had a clubhouse there. So we used to sit there, play snooker and everything. And to be very honest, most of my time I've spent in the ground in Dunfermline Cricket Club, because I was living around the corner and I never had any friends whatsoever. So except my missus, even she used to come to our club and she used to cook for us. She used to make all the lunches and everything for us. I think it was because she was girlfriend that time, not anymore. So
very good.
she knew everybody within our club, and we had really good time. And I think it was since even now, I'll say that was my best ever club I ever played at. So and then I've moved to Renfrew Cricket Club in DCU. So the guy called Ahmed said he used to be pro for Renfrew Cricket Club, so he got me there to play for them. So I've been lucky enough that after playing only one match in twos, I was selected straight into ones, and they used to play in Premier League. Since then, I've opened the bowling and got to play with first class players. A lot of first class players I got to play with. I got coached from guys like Waqas Ahmed. He's recently
Very well
he's
known name.
coaching
Yeah.
for, yeah, Lahore Qalandars he's coaching with just now. So I've been lucky enough to be playing with these people, and they coached me during this time, and I got better and better and better. Especially after playing in Premier League, you get better. One time at Renfrew, they had about six or seven first class players playing at the same time. So
All Pakistan?
all Pakistanis, yeah,
Okay.
all Pakistanis, but they were too good. And I was the one, I never batted that time whatsoever. I used to bat a number 11, but I've been lucky enough to open the bowling all the time. And I got better and better, like day by day. So took a lot of wickets. East grounds are much better. Grounds, were especially the bounce, and you get to play a lot more matches than West. So West is always damp.
It's
So
always raining.
always, yeah, always raining. So you'll be lucky if you play 16 matches there. But here because of the weather, I think it's a lot better here, and the wickets here are well prepared. And I think because of my personal opinion is because we've got a lot of private schools here and they've got a lot of grounds, so they are well maintained. But there, it's not like that. You only have a couple of better grounds there, not too many. Even in Prem, you probably have one or two. But here, pretty much every club.
So Dunfermline, Renfrew, and then where did you move after that?
So Edinburgh was Edinburgh Academy. So Edinburgh, I came back. And I started coaching here. So me and Kosh used to coach kids, Edinburgh Academy kids, and used to play for Edinburgh Academy. We were champion that year, and then we came to championship as well. So we've survived really well. So played 2 years at in division. We won the division one. And then we came into championship and we stayed there in the top four because their wickets are well prepared. Their facilities are really good. The memories, like Andrew Kosh is a very decent guy. Played with him. I think Edinburgh Academy, and then I went back to play in Premier League there, Langside Cricket Club in Glasgow. Now, Langside Cricket Club used to play in Prem. Played there half a season, but I had to come back to Edinburgh. Reason being, my missus was due, so I couldn't stay away for that long. I played down south as well. I played Boston Cricket Club,
Okay.
down south, which is Lincolnshire. Lincolnshire Premier League say there, so I played there. And then I played Newcastle and Berwick Cricket Club, which is not far from here. So I normally even now what I do, start of the season from April onwards, I go normally down south to play some cricket there before our season starts. So that by then you are basically match ready.
Match ready. Yeah. Yeah, it's great to hear about your different experiences. Both, it seems like you've had a bit of a love affair with Edinburgh and Glasgow, where you move back and forth regularly across different clubs, which is great. Let's fast forward onto Edinburgh South now. So, Edinburgh South is a club that I've seen grow significantly over the last 5 to 6 years. When did you join Edinburgh South?
I've joined, I'll say not this last season, I played full season here, but half of the last season I've joined. So when left Langside to come and play in Edinburgh, so that's where I've joined from there. Actually, I played for Livingston Cricket Club as well.
Okay.
So I've
Okay.
played half the season for Livingston as well when I first moved from Langside. So I went to Livingston Cricket Club and then afterwards I went back to WDCU and then came back again. It was just a mixture of clubs. Reason being, I was going WDCU because of the coaching side of it. So I was doing a lot of coaching with different clubs. But I think you have to manage if you want to play. So Edinburgh South, when I first joined, they were in championship, and Paul approached me and he asked me if I can come to. As to be very honest, very good club. Everything is very well structured. Everything runs very smoothly, and a good bunch of guys as well.
So Edinburgh South, just focusing a bit more on your experiences at Edinburgh South. Edinburgh South are now going to be playing in the Premier League, I understand, as of this coming season. That is a monumental effort by Edinburgh South, considering that 5 6 years ago they were playing Div Two in
Absolutely.
Esca. What would you say is the reason behind them getting continual success year on year for the last few seasons?
I personally think it's because of well-structured club, very well organized people. So very well organized, and I'll say it's the joint effort from the committee and their committee members and a lot of volunteers within the club who work day and night. They've got five teams, so you're talking about at least 150 people members you've got, and out of 150, you'll probably have 130 will pay up their subs before the first game. And how many clubs you will come I'm sure how many
Very,
times you
I know all
struggled.
too well. Yeah.
It's basically even though we don't have any major sponsors, um still the club is running by itself because of these voluntary people who are doing every single bit.
I've faced you myself in the past as well, and I think you are very well regarded within the Scottish domestic circuit in terms of being a very good fast bowler, in terms of both swing and pace as
I don't
well.
know about the fast anymore.
I'm sure you're still quite quick. Who would you say has had the biggest impact in your career so far?
It's passion for the game itself, and second thing, I love cricket that much. I can even if somebody says to me 12 o'clock at night, let's go. And if I'm not doing anything, or mostly even if I'm doing something, I'll just say okay, so let's go. So it's just the passion itself. Not an easy game. It's a very hard game. Unless you practice twice or three times a week, there is no way you can say, oh, you're a good player as well, and you're a kind of impact player. You're impacting the game, and you're not practicing. That's I think I think it's down to passion as well. Two people recently been working with me quite a lot. One was Adnan Mufti, and second was Qasim Sheikh. Both of them helped me a lot with my batting skills. I always batted at number 11, but now I'm opening the batting most of the time or first one down. So I always been a bowler and always been very successful with the bowling as well. But now I'm kind of more of a all rounder, so I'm batting top order as well and bowling top order as well. I sometimes enjoy facing down the order because you don't have anything on your shoulder. Everybody knows he's not going to do anything, and you can do whatever you like. So
Yeah.
you can get a knock, nobody cares. You hit a six, you will feel good about yourself. You hit a six. Um, top order batting, you have to be basically whole team is depending on yourself. You need to realize it's not just about you showing off hitting a six or a four. It's about you how you can pace the inning and take it deep. Otherwise, if you cannot dig deep, then I mean you can't really bat top order. So top order means you have to stay on the wicket, especially Scottish wickets. You have to play 50 overs. If you don't play 50 overs, there's no chance you're gonna win the game. With the pink ball, it's a lot easier. So back in the days when we used to bowl with the red ball, ball started reversing after 25, 30 overs, and they were unplayable. Some of the matches I remember taking like 4 5. I used to clean the teams within no time after 30 overs, and I had
With
wickets like 4 5, 4 5. Yeah, because ball started reversing, and it wasn't easy to play the ball. But now because of the pink ball, cricket is gonna be a bit easier. Bowlers nowadays, you have to bowl a slower ball. You have to do a lot of cutters. Back in the days, it was just a right length and start reversing the ball, and that's it. The teams will be gone within no time. And other thing I used to enjoy was 15 over spells. So I used to bowl 15 overs on the trot back in the days. But now you've got 10 overs. It's time is I think changing. Cricket itself is a very expensive sport. So if you think about it, if you want to play a higher level, for example, if I'm playing at Premier League and I'm a top order batsman, as a batsman, you need at least a bat or it'll get broken, especially if you're playing with the ping balls. You'll have a couple of bats broken, right? Um, how you going to afford it? So here in Scotland, we've got a limited, I think there's some kind of law that you cannot pay players. I think except pro, you can't pay anybody. But down south, you've got 10 players who are getting paid. And so if they're getting paid and if some clubs are willing to pay their players and they are willing to bring more sponsors in, I don't know why we are stopping this within Scotland. So if we start paying, especially youngsters, if you've got under 17, 16, good youngsters, why don't we pay them? We keep them and we so they can afford their kits and other things as well. Otherwise they are struggling. It's very hard for mom and dad to afford those kits, especially
very true.
we've got £120 a helmet, or what, 500 600 pound a decent bat is 500 600 pound. So uh, this is the key. I think in Scotland we need to change some rules here, and we need to start getting commercial sponsors in, especially clubs and stuff. Once we'll start paying players, I'm sure we can generate that kind of money. You'll have more competition as well, so clubs will be competing each other. At the minute, how it's working is you've got a couple of good players. They are all private school kids, most of them, and they are the only couple of clubs they are on the top. Rest of them they are just playing for fun. So you're not engaging more people from the community to come in. There is a club in West. It's called East Renfrewshire. They've got over 200 kids, which is unbelievable. And this kind of things we should have. We've got more people like community we are living in. We can't even get. We'll be lucky if we can get 20 kids involved. So they've got about 200 kids, which is amazing. I think it's the biggest, and they're not even in Premier League. But they are spending money on the kids. They are spending money on the facilities. They're bringing the sponsors in. They're giving free kits to kids. So these are the things we need to start doing it. Otherwise, I think cricket will be a dying sport very soon, unless you've got more people coming from abroad. They are playing and they are making up the numbers. So basically, after looking at all this, and we were struggling in WDCU Invest, we've got a very limited numbers of indoor facilities. So we thought we'll start doing something like this to open an indoor facilities. Me, Ibi, and Parvez, we started something in Glasgow. So you opened it up for the other clubs. So we've got like clubs like Ardington, we've got Kelburn, Motherwell, even East Wren, Langside. We've got a couple of other private clubs as well. They're coming there to do the indoor. They're using our indoor facilities. But then we started a wee charity based on these. We started doing free coaching for kids. So we do a lot of free coaching for kids, and we've got some adult coaching, and we started
Okay.
doing women and disabled coaching. We For the disabled people we are about to start as well. So we're looking. We were talking to Nair Hamid. He was helping us out in doing some other stuff. So we've got coaches like Majid Haq. He approached us. He wants to do some coaching. We've got Samir. Samir is, yeah, he's level 3 coach as well. So he played international for Dubai. We've got Nazar Hussain, fast bowler, very good fast bowler. He does a lot of coaching as well. So he does for club as well and for us as well. What we're trying to do, we're trying to achieve something for especially for the deprived community, because we've in Glasgow where we are next to Central Mosque, and we've got a lot of Asian community there. Let's put it this way: they're not from very high high end households, so they are poor people, so they're struggling day by day. So we thought we'll do something about them and start giving them free coaching. We are in talks with Central Mosque as well to get Central Mosque on board, so they can come and they can bring their kids to use our facility. So there are a lot of things going, but hardest part in all of this is the affordability of it. So it's very hard to run this facility itself. We've been putting money from our pockets, and it's just been very hard. Even now, we are struggling really badly. If somebody is listening, if somebody can help us in structuring some things, we'll be more than happy to talk.
The fact that you are looking to give something back to the sport and to the community, I think is a great gesture on your part and all the other people that you mentioned. So hopefully more people come forward and try helping you in this cause.
Jimmy Anderson, I used to watch a lot, and then Starks. Jimmy Anderson was my favorite. Passion, aggression. These two things, passion and aggression, will change you, and practice. I think my personal, I never said to anybody not to move clubs. So if you're not satisfied with something, nothing is stopping you. Very passionate about cricket. So if you're not getting cricket much, then it's your choice really. So nobody's stopping you, nobody's holding you back. And to be very honest, since all the clubs I've played from my first club in Formula till now, they're all very good friends with me. I never had any problems with any of the clubs. So I think these things, when I started playing for Edinburgh South, somebody asked me, and I think you probably know the guy as well. Somebody asked me, "Oh, how long you're gonna be here, and when you're moving the club?" And I said, "It just depends on how you behave. Moving club is not a bad thing. Moving club with the bad reputation is the bad thing." So I've not got any bad reputation with any of the club, and I've been lucky enough. I can walk into any club and I can get a chance. So it's not something I'm so worried about.
We can see that you're clearly someone that's very passionate and wants to keep playing at a very high level and push yourself and push others around you. And I think some individuals may, on occasions, have perceived that in the wrong sense. But
For me, play cricket, we play with the passion and we want to win the games. Wherever I've played, my cricket always played with the clubs where they want to they want to achieve something from. We I joined Edinburgh South, and Edinburgh South is playing in the first team. It's not an easy job because everybody, especially when you're playing with, you've got Adnan Mufti who played international cricket, you've got Kasim Sheikh who played international cricket, then you've got two other individuals who played really good levels. If you drop a catch, you will be shouted at. It's not because you're playing with the passion, they're playing with the passion. They want to win the games. It's not about you just come there to have fun and just go home. So our first team, they train twice a week, and it's not. During the summertime, we are training sometimes three times a week. All the boys, they are there at the ground doing the ground maintenance. So this is what I felt like. So it's not for me. It's not cricket. It's not just a random hobby.
I was going to say, you strike me as the sort of person that I think once you take retirement and you're in the house all the time, you might drive your missus crazy, I think, because I know how much you love the game.
At least I think 1,000 wickets. Couple of years, not couple of years, 4 5 years.
But look, I appreciate your time today. I always say, as everyone that comes onto this podcast, everyone has a story about their cricketing journeys. Some people have made it to international cricket. Some people have played at a regional level. Some people play in local street cricket, for example. But everyone has a story, and cricket's one of those games which differs from football and others, where, as you rightly say, it's quite difficult. It's complex. It's time consuming. It takes the best part of 7 or 8 hours a day as well. So you need to have passion if you want to be successful and enjoy it. So it's been great hearing yours. I only wish you the very best and hope you achieve your target of 1,000 wickets sooner rather than later.
Thank you very